Hey, so quick video. I have an algo trade. I wasn't going to share it outside of the group, but I am an algo right here. I just wanted to show you why because it's a really good opportunity to give you some insight into that stochastic and RSI trick that I use and how it's really helpful in identifying tops and bottoms when we're in the middle of range trading, when we're bouncing between, a support and a resistance and we can't really break out in either direction. Identifying every top and bottom can be a great way to make short-term scalps and day trades and make a lot of money if you're able to spot these things. And again, I'm not saying just use this one trick and you'll be able to do it every time, but it's one aspect of my model that I can show you that'll give you some insight into how one little tip like this can give you a huge edge. So the reason why I'm entering right here, you notice how we're actually in a little bit of a dip on the RSI and the stochastic. Look at the dotted line where I have the current price right near my entry, and look how the stochastic is all the way at the bottom and the RSI is really low, right? Now I'm going to go back to the top before we had this big red dump down. Look, the top of the the stochastic and the RSI are both maxed out pretty high at the top of at the crest of their wave. Then we're going to go back down to that big dip at the bottom of the RSI. Again, follow that dotted yellow line down. And that bottom on the RSI and the Stoch preceded a big green push up. And now let's go to that last bottom at the bottom of a dip on the RSI and the bottom of the dip on the Stoch, both of them lined up, and we get a nice big green pump up. So we're in that exact same configuration right now. I'm pretty sure we're going to bounce up. Just keep in mind with algo, there's a lot of resistance from my Ichima dynamics, which is the 55 EMA right here, that yellow line. That's the 55 EMA and the bottom of the cloud. There's going to be a ton of resistance. I actually did a live stream with the group last night, and I said I want to short right here on algo because I knew it was going to dip. I never took the short, but I identified it because we were getting rejected from my Ichima dynamic, that 55 EMA. So we're going to get a lot of resistance. I don't expect to make more than 5 to 8% on this trade, but it's a good short-term trade, taking advantage of my stochastic and RSI tip. And I really like showing you guys these simple tips because then you can see how easy it could potentially be if you're able to employ all the other things that I use as part of my model. Just one more. Look, this huge dump. If you follow that dotted yellow line, the top of the big dump, and look what preceded it. We were maxed out on the Stoch all the way in the bottom, and the RSI was at the top of a wave crest as well. Take my advice, do some research, read about this. The settings that I use for the stochastic are 533, 14 on the RSI, and of course my Ichimoku and EMAs, my Ichima model, that's available on my pinned tweet if you want to add that indicator to your charts as well. Let me know what you think. If you have some questions, I'd be happy to answer. Obviously, I don't do a lot of educational stuff on Twitter beyond these basic videos because that's mostly for my private group, but I'm always happy to answer questions. Feel free to ping me with a question on this thread. Thanks.